Hi, and welcome to Everyday Living with Penny. Today on the show we're going to do a kind of a spin-off of lasagna, and I'm going to make some homemade dressing for you and some Italian bread to go with your lasagna. Right here in my pot, or my frying pan, excuse me, I have got a mild Italian sausage, a pound, and a pound of ground beef. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut up, this is just a yellow onion. I'm going to cut it up right quick. I know you all had heard me talk about one of my coworkers. We are all the time talking about different foods and stuff that we make during the week for dinner and things like that. And she told me that she usually, when she makes either spaghetti or lasagna, she puts the cream cheese in it. So one day I was like, well, I'm going to try that while I was at the house. And I found cream cheese that had green olives and pimentos in it. So let's try that. Oh my goodness, it is so good. But I do not know if maybe Walmart has it now. The grocery store that I usually get food from for the show and everything stopped carrying that. So what I ended up getting was the cream cheese that has vegetables in it, which should be the same thing. But that cream cheese just makes it really creamy, and it just gives it a whole new flavor. So, got my onions in there. I have sliced black olives. Then I've got sliced mushrooms, and of course, whatever you want. You don't have to use these if you don't like them. I have Italian seasoning. Okay, and then I have a little bit of salt and pepper. Because you're going to be using the cream cheese and everything in this, I wouldn't put a lot of salt, just a little. So, okay. Now, and a little bit of garlic. I think this is about 2 cloves worth, or yes, 2 cloves worth. Okay, so now we're going to step over to the stove. Okay, so we're going to brown our meat and cook our onions and mushrooms and black olives, and then we're going to put our lasagna together. See, our onions are starting to cook up now. You want to get your meat mostly done, but you're going to be baking it too. So if it's still slightly undercooked, that's okay, because it'll finish baking in the oven. We've preheated our oven to 375 degrees. Okay, our meat's about done, and I have got just a small can of my favorite spaghetti sauce. You can use whatever you use for spaghetti. And turn that off. Okay. All right, so here's my spaghetti sauce. Like I said, whatever your favorite brand is. And this is not going to have a lot of liquid in it. Just mix that up right quick. Nothing major. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our garden vegetable cream cheese, or if you're lucky enough to find the green olive and pimento, use it. And I put probably about half of this in there. Okay, And then just kind of let it melt. Try to let it set out for a little bit, that way it wasn't too bad. Just makes a really creamy sauce, as you can tell. And it gives remarkable flavor, I'm telling you. And I'm gonna start doing this when I make just regular spaghetti. I'm gonna start using this as part of my sauce as well, even if it's just plain cream cheese. I think it would be really good. Just make sure all your pieces are melting. Okay. All right, so now we're ready. And I got the oven ready noodles. I was just telling Kathy a minute ago, I hate to boil lasagna noodles. I don't know why. I hate to do it. So I always just buy the oven ready. You can do whichever you want. So we start with our pan. And we're going to put, oops, there's a little piece. We're going to put a thin layer in the bottom. Just enough to rest those noodles on. Okay. Okay, then I do another layer of the meat mixture. A little more than what I did on the bottom. Make sure you cover the noodles good. You don't want them sticking out because they will not. If you leave them sticking out and bake it, it will make them really tough. Okay, so now I've got some mozzarella cheese, but actually first I have some ricotta. And I just like to take little dots, or you can put it in a piping bag if you want to. And you might want to try to spread this out just a tad, because when it bakes, it doesn't go anywhere. So it kind of bakes in a clump if you leave it. Or you can use, some people like to use cottage cheese. You can do cottage cheese as well. Ricotta is one of my favorite, so anytime I can use that, that's what I use. Okay, I have our brick of mozzarella. How much ever you want will be fine. Nothing is the right or wrong way. Another layer of noodles. This will be our last layer of noodles. Way. some of our cream cheese still. Okay. And this may not be the traditional way of making lasagna, but this is how I do it at the house. I always get rave reviews, so. Okay. Again, just dot your ricotta or spread some cottage cheese. No rhyme or reason. Okay. Okay, and then I would do more cheese on top than what you did in the middle. You want it covered pretty good. Mozzarella is kind of a soft cheese, so it kind of starts to crumble on you. See, it breaks apart pretty easy. Make sure you have all of it covered. And you can spread it out if you want to. Okay, so this is going into a 375-degree oven. We're going to bake it for probably about 45 minutes. Okay, I'm going to get all this cleaned up and we are going to make our dressing for our salad.
Egan Construction in Gate City is a fully licensed electrical, industrial, commercial, and residential contractor whose services include maintenance on home or corporate offices, custom designed kitchen renovations, demolitions, insurance restorations due to water dryouts, wind damage, or fire, licensed interior designing and architectural drawings, full excavations. They're licensed in Virginia and Tennessee. That's Egan Construction, 345 Water Street in Gate City.
Okay, so now I've made us a salad here with lettuce, tomato, and feta. Nothing major, or whatever salad you want. The dressing that we're going to be making today is called feta dill. And I've got a cup of plain Greek yogurt. I've got half a cup of feta. I've got a teaspoon of dill. I juiced half of a small lemon. We're going to put a teaspoon of garlic. And then I've got a half a cup of milk. This kind of makes a thicker dressing, so you could even use it as a dip if you wanted to, or you could add a little more milk and make it more of a liquid. We're going to put a little bit of salt, not much. And then pepper. And just do this to taste. I like a lot of pepper, so. Then we just mix this up. You could even do shredded cucumber in this. You need to, of course, cut it up and kind of drain it to get most, because cucumbers are really liquidy. You want to get most of your liquid out, and it kind of makes a Greek tzatziki dressing. I think I said that correctly. It's really good. Okay. So this made about 3 cups of dressing, and you can just store this in the refrigerator for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days actually, just in a covered quart jar. So there's our very simple feta dill dressing. And to finish off with the lasagna, which I went ahead and got out of the oven, as you can tell, I'm going to make just some garlic bread. Just the way, which I know everybody pretty much already knows how to make it, but it kind of goes with everything. Got me a couple pieces of Italian bread, and we'll put some butter. Have a little bit of garlic. And I like to use fresh mozzarella. And if your aim is bad like mine, just pick it up and put it on the bread, won't hurt it. Okay, and then I've got a little bit of paprika. Okay, and we're gonna put this under the broiler for a few minutes and watch it pretty closely and don't let it burn.
Egan Construction in Gate City is a fully licensed electrical, industrial, commercial, and residential contractor whose services include maintenance on home or corporate offices, custom designed kitchen renovations, demolitions, insurance restorations due to water dryouts, wind damage, or fire, licensed interior designing and architectural drawings, full excavations. They're licensed in Virginia and Tennessee. That's Egan Construction, 345 Water Street in Gate City.
Okay, here's our garlic bread. Just a few seconds under the broiler, or it turns black like bricks. So then here's our lasagna, and then here's our dill and feta dressing again. So I hope you enjoy this dish, and if you need the recipe or anything like that, you can find it on Facebook. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.